I can yell now?
Yes.
All right, welcome to the So About That podcast with Starr Rivers. I am your special guest, Robert Lee Edwards III.
That's not how you start.
Don't worry about that. That's my name. My name's Robert Lee Edwards.
But I wasn't ready to introduce you yet.
Oh, so do you want to introduce now?
Yes.
Okay, you introduce.
Hey y'all, welcome to the So About That podcast. Welcome back. I'm your host, Starr Rivers. So good to be back. It's been a minute, but we back. I'm back, and we're recording video and sound. So you can find the podcast in audio version, but you can also watch it if you like to, if you're more of a visual person. So, we're accommodating for the audience. We're making it work. We're adapting. Absolutely. So, and we're in the car. That's also different. So, today we are talking about relationships, and I thought it would be perfect to bring the person I've been in a relationship with for the last 3 years, Robert Edwards.
Yep, that's me. That is me. It's been a wonderful 3 years. A lot of tricks of the trade that I've learned from this young lady.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Tricks of the trade. Tricks of the trade.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything you want to say? Would you like to give a little intro of who you are, just so people have a little background on you? People kind of have a background on moi, the host, but no one really has the. But what's the background on you, mystery man? You don't need that right now.
Okay. Well, I'm Robert Edwards, hailing from Fort Hood in Killeen, Texas. Better known as Starr Rivers' boyfriend. I take that title very proudly. Wear it on my chest. It's like a gang that I'm a part of. I'm signed to SHIRON Records at this point. I don't know what more. Who
are you? What do you do? What do you like to do?
I'm a graphic designer. Got my degree from Texas State University in San Marcos. Like to work out. Like to play basketball, football, and make money.
Oh, he likes to make money. You see why I'm with him?
Why you acting brand new?
I'm just
why you doing this? No.
So let's just get into it. Today we're talking about relationships. This is kind of a part one. I plan to talk about it more with my sisters or with my mom, anybody else, other guests. But today we're going to do a couple dynamic of talking about relationships. So let's just get into it.
Okay.
So first, how we met.
Oh, I like this one.
You like this one?
So she had no idea, but I sought her out. So for a summer job, we both got a job at Nike. Had no idea. Well, she knew who I was. We got a job at Nike. We was in the same.
Did you say I knew who you were?
You knew who I was.
Babe, don't mess with the mic. You're gonna hear it. It's very sensitive.
You did know who I was. You knew about who I was.
What do you mean?
You knew my ex. You knew of me.
I did not really, though. That's a whole nother story.
Hey, you knew more of me than I knew of you.
Robert, I did not know you. I put two and two together when I knew about your past relationship and the fact that I knew that person.
I don't even have any past relationships. This is my first relationship.
Why are we talking about that?
Okay.
Get back to how we met.
So we were both working at Nike. We were both in the same training session. And that's what we met, working at Nike. There was just something different about it. I was coming off of I wouldn't even call that a relationship, a disaster. And then, I just saw her. She started making me laugh, smile. I thought I would return the favor. And then I just started bugging her over and over. I would just come to where the section she'd work at. I just come, make her smile, make her laugh, do whatever I had to do. And then I think our training group had like a group message and everything. You know, everybody throw their hats in the ring group, like all their numbers in there. And then I just get this text out of nowhere where it's like, "Hey Robert, save my number." And I'm wondering how she didn't know that how she knew that her number wasn't saved, but I made sure her number was saved at that point.
We need to see it from my side.
Right.
So, like he said, we were both working a summer job at Nike.
Mm-hmm.
He was in school at the time. He was taking summer classes. I was home for the summer. So, you know, home for me is where he went to school. So, we were in the same training group because they were bringing in, like, they were hiring so many college kids at the Nike outlet. So we were in the same one. We were like the third training group or something like that. Fourth.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like 8 of us. Very small training group.
Right.
And we were just like in the small like break room training. So like we obviously all like kind of clicked, and you know, we all like got to know each other, and you really didn't stand out to me. Like, I'm not trying to be like I saw you and was like, yeah, I'm gonna be with him.
It is what it is.
Or like, I need to be with him. I saw you and I just like, I thought you were cool. Like, I thought you're a cool guy. I wasn't expecting anything. And then I remember I first came up to you and you were like, I was like, you're pretty young, huh? I was like, you like 19 or something? Because at the time I was 19. And he was like, oh, you're not. I was like, you're about 19. He was like, I'm 21. And I was like, what?
I was like, no.
I was like, you don't look 21 at all. I was like, you look like a baby. I was like, you get that a lot, huh? He goes, no.
And I'm not going to lie, I rethought the whole plan from then on. I was like, yo, maybe I don't like her.
So you liked me from the minute you saw me?
I thought you were attractive from the minute I saw you, and I was going to bag you. I knew that, yes.
Okay. I wasn't.
You wasn't checking for me.
I wasn't looking for a relationship at the time.
A lot of girls.
I just wasn't.
Never mind, I ain't going
but that we'll talk about that a little later. But I wasn't looking for a relationship at the time.
Right.
So, but I think I'm pretty good at hinting when someone likes me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's when I said, save my number. When I texted you and said, hey, make sure you save my number, because we were in a group message, like, make sure you know mine, because
your number was not saved.
I was hinting at that. I'm pretty sure that you liked me.
Right.
But anyway, I don't know. Is that how we met? There's more to it.
No, that's exactly how we met. Is there more to it?
Yeah, just like
there's more into our courtship, but there's not
like
more
we courted like each other.
Tell them about our first date. That wasn't a date.
Okay, so me and Robert, when you look at it, like go back, we got together we were in a relationship pretty quickly after we met each other.
That's a lot.
It was like 6 weeks after we met each other.
That's a long time for me.
It is not.
We
met at the end of June 2017. We were together August 1st.
I'm more of a 1 week.
That's like a month. It was like 5 weeks.
Right.
I mean, when you think about it, like I only knew you for 5 weeks, and then you were my boyfriend. You've been my boyfriend since.
Yeah. I think you picked a great guy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because she don't want to say this, but I wasn't the only one throwing my hat in the ring.
Anyway.
I'm just saying.
So you asked me out. That's just what happened.
Nah. Here's what I did. I went back to the homies after you told me to save your number. I was like, yo, I think she's feeling me, even though I haven't done nothing yet. So let me ask her to go out to eat after work. Like, not as a date. I specified not as a date.
I knew he liked me. Hold on before you even get to the date. It was just like he said, like our shifts and stuff. He would come over to my section because we were split up in sections, like men's apparel, women's apparel, shoes. He would come over to my section. He's all the way on the other side of the store. when he should have been working. He would come over to my section and like start talking about random stuff.
Don't act like you didn't do it too.
I didn't.
You did it too.
I never came over to your side or wherever you were. You always came to me.
That sounds like a lie. That sounds like a bold-faced lie.
Mostly then, you came to me.
Mm-hmm.
And you were just like, what you doing?
Yeah.
You'd be like,
what are you doing?
And like, I would say something. Most people know me. I'm not really a super funny person. Or I'm not like a jokester. But my goodness, everything I said, he was like, cheesing. And I'm like,
I don't do that no more.
This nigga. What's so funny?
No, everything was hilarious when you would talk, and now that I look back on it,
I loved your smile, though. That was like one thing I noticed after that. I was like, he has a really nice smile.
I was showcasing.
Because he sure is cheesing right now. But then, one time after a meeting, we had a team meeting.
Yeah.
And we both went over to the gas station after the meeting.
Now, we just both was just going to fill our cars up.
To
not
go
knowing
home.
The other one was either.
Yeah, like we just happened to be at the same gas station, like right across from where we worked. And I think I say to you, I see you, and I'm like, are you following me?
Yeah, you did.
I was like, are you following me? No, you said that. You said, I think you following me. One of us said it. And then I was like, boy, please, I ain't following you. And then he came over.
I was over there first, though, so you came second. So I had already pumped my gas by the time you were pulling up.
But I needed to put gas in the car.
Put gas in your car.
Anyway, he comes over and he's like, hey, let me pump your gas for you.
Yeah.
And he's like, my mama told me never to let a lady pump her own gas.
I've never seen my mom pump
and
on gas.
by this point, I'm like, okay, he likes me. He wants something from me.
Yeah.
I went home and I told my mom, I think there's this guy at my job that has a little crush on me.
A little
and
crush
I like
on
work with him every day. Like we have the same shifts because we're in the same training group. So, and she was like, "Oh, okay." And then like a couple days later, you asked me out.
I did.
He was like, "Oh, we were texting, right? We had started texting a little bit." Yeah. And you said we were bad at texting, whatever.
We were horrible. All we do is play iMessage games back and forth.
And then, yeah, and then he asked me out to 54th Street. He was like, yeah, let's go after work. Let's get some food or whatever. Just talk, but just as friends. He said that. Like, he was very clear. Just as friends. And I was like, okay.
And I meant that. He
meant it, but like, that was really our first date. We ended up having a real first date like a couple weeks later, but...
Yeah. Hey, so...
Or a couple of days later.
So I was sitting at 54th Street. I'd already got our table and everything, and I was wondering why it took her so long to get there. She pulled up there with a different outfit and everything, and I'm sitting there in my work clothes, and I'm just looking at her like, you should have let me know. Because I really thought this was like this informal thing. I looked cute
after work.
I could tell her exactly what she was wearing. She was wearing this Lakers t-shirt, kind of a fitted t-shirt, and she was wearing these cut-up booty shorts. I forgot what shoes she was wearing. Probably some flats or something like that.
Just some sandals.
But that she was wearing. I was like, oh, you look good
outside. My hair was all big in the summertime. Cute little short little cut.
I was like, oh, you look good outside of work, huh? Okay.
Yeah. And then after, we talked, we started going on dates. It was pretty standard, like, and then, my sisters told me, like, our birthday came up, and we were going to Dallas, and my sister said, you should invite him, and it was like, I was like, I think this is serious, like, I think me and him could actually, like, be boyfriend and girlfriend, but I'm not sure yet. I need to know what y'all think of him. So it was kind of the perfect time.
I had already bagged up by that
My
point.
sisters were in very, like, settled relationships at the time. And so it was just, like, bringing him along. And my brother came, too. And he was also he was also in a relationship. So, yeah.
I was the tag along that
it was just like
really
he's the new person.
Yeah.
And then like we literally got together like right after that weekend.
Yeah.
So it was like, and we've been together ever since.
That's how you court a woman. All right. That's how you court a woman.
He was a gentleman all the way through. And then as soon as we got together,
what?
Threw it out the window.
I'm still a gentleman.
Threw it out the window.
No. You know what? I'm gonna let you have that one. All right. What's the next one?
Yeah. So, just let's not go too far because this goes so far. But like our individual paths. So now you know how we met. We're together. We love each other. What you making that face for?
I've came a long way from being a sucker. You dig? Women were able to get whatever they could out of me just because they was pretty. I've been through some things. Some ladies done hurt my feelings, done broke my heart. Piece by piece, they just done hurt me. But when I put my eyes on this young lady right here, man, look,
babe.
What?
I need you to give a little bit more detail, not just like a 2-sentence. This is a podcast. This is your first time on So About That, so you don't have to get too in depth, just like how we did with the how we met. But like, just explain. Like, we're talking about relationships here, so like, get into it. Like, what was your previous relationships like, or a lot of my what happened?
A lot of my previous relationships, I know you all is, a lot of my previous relationships were built on lust and not love. So honestly, a lot of them were based on, sex, gifts, like things that you can give. And, honestly, like those things aren't bad. They're not bad things but when you love the person and then you're also willing to give those things on top of that, then you can give it to a person in a healthy form, in a healthy way. And I never, honestly, before this relationship, I never had learned how to have a firm, strong foundation to a relationship, how to set that, and then how to add different things on top of that. A lot of it was just about, I like the way you look, I like the way you look. Where do we go from here?
Yeah, that's true.
Instead of, I like the way you look, okay, I like the way you look. Okay, what's your family dynamic like? Like, what's your faith like? Like, what do you plan on doing over the next 10 years? What are your goals? Those are really important to me. So honestly, now, I'm more happy than I've ever been because I asked those questions early on, and our answers lined up pretty well.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing if I would have asked those questions to the women previously, a lot of them, it might not have lined up the right way.
Wouldn't have went as far, maybe.
Yeah, I would have saved myself some of the problems that I had back then if I would have, asked a little bit of fill out questions. Interviewed them a little bit. So, but in relationships, you learn. I learned a lot of things in my last relationship that I came into this one. And I was like, hey, here's some things that I will not stand. And she knows that. And she was understanding of that. And then we just moved forward. So,
I think for me, I was very much, so I started dating Robert, the end of the summer after my sophomore year, before my junior year of college. So those first 2 years of college, like before that, I had my first real boyfriend at the very end of high school. That's at my first real relationship that I consider, and it was a very short. It was like 4 or 5 month relationship, but I still consider it my first real one. And what?
That ain't a relationship.
But no, it was my first, like, it was my first, like, real, like, I'm not going to say as far as feelings real,
Right.
but we were a couple, you know. It was
Right.
my first, like, actual relationship that was real, and, you know, we actually went on actual dates and, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
So, that was very quick. And then after that, like, I think I was finding what was that, me? Oh, Simone called me.
That was small.
Finding, just finding myself, like, you do that in college, and then also, you just want to have fun. So, like, I was in this really weird place those first 2 years of college. I was on Tinder.
So what was I?
Yeah, Tinder was like, it was like at one point
Nasty.
it led to so many weird, uncomfortable situations. But at first it was like, oh, this is fun, and like me and my best friend, we like made it a game. Like we go to each other's dorm and be like, okay, how many like swipes did you get today? Girl, I got this many. 18
What?
years old. 18 and just dumb, okay? It was fun. It was like, it got addicting because it was like, not really caring about the conversation, but it was like, ooh, look at this boy. Oh my gosh. Oh, he's cute. Oh, all this. And like, then when you actually like met up with these guys, they were like disgusting.
And they were soldiers.
Fort Hood. Shout out Fort Hood.
I know half of them. That's the funny part.
Then I dealt with some like, I got into some more like serious like relationships or like serious feelings for people during my time, and like I just ended up heartbroken and trusting men or guys, whoever, boys.
Yeah, boys.
Not
yeah.
real men. But anyway, like
me.
trusting them with my heart, I was hard. Like I did go through like a heartbreak, and it was really, really upsetting. And I met Robert at a time where I was done with guys, period. I didn't even want to talk to them because I couldn't trust anybody. I was like in this like kind of bitter kind of situation where I thought I had found someone that really cared about me, and they didn't. Like seeing red flags and going past those red flags and not paying attention to those red flags. But I was only 19, right? And it's like, how do you feel like that at 19? But I did, and I just knew right away I wasn't a girl. I wasn't a girl that could be with a bunch of guys physically. Like I just could. That's not me. I can't do that to myself. It's not judging other people.
That's
but
not me either.
It's just not me. I don't like it. I need to have a real connection with somebody. And I just learned right then and there that I have to protect my peace. I have to protect my heart because there's soul ties. I will create soul ties with people, and then when they don't respect my soul, when they don't respect my heart, I'm damaged. I truly feel that way. So, not that I'm not strong and that I let people, affect me to the point, personally, but it's just I had to learn to be selective with my heart and who I opened it up to. Mm-hmm. So that's like the place I was in, and I think I met Robert like at a very particular time where it was so easy for us to get together, because it was like I was like, God, when you bring somebody for me, it's not gonna be hard. Like all the relationships before that, it had been difficult. There had been like problems. We had to get through this hump, and then we're good, and then we go over another hump, and we're good. But us, it was just like
steady.
It worked, So he brought me he was like, when I bring you the right person, they're gonna be the right person. Like that's how I feel about that. And so, yeah.
I think we both met each other during our I'm not going to take no more mess phase.
Right.
And I think that's a testament to like our relationship, because we don't really give each other mess.
Yeah.
You know, like if I was on like some crazy, you know, something like that, like you would have pruned me out of your life at that point, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So
we knew I think we got to a place where we knew what we wanted and what we needed.
right.
Simple as that. And so from there, like, what do you think? So now we're 3 years in. How do you think we've made it where we are now? Because I can say our relationship has evolved. How do you think we've, made it this far?
We did it through forgiveness and brutal honesty. Brutal honesty. And I'll say that again. Brutal honesty.
Brutal honesty?
Brutal.
You think we really went through brutal honesty? What do you mean?
I think we went through brutal honesty. Just like, you know, I'm really big on communication. It's an ever-going process, but I've realized without communication, maybe some of the things in the past wouldn't have happened. So I always think like, yo, if you feeling this way, or if you feeling these feelings or whatever, like, we need to talk about it, regardless of how bad it is, regardless if my feelings might get hurt. I need to hear it from you. So with that said, like, that was a big part of it. Like, again, forgiveness and, hey, let's just talk. Let's talk these things out. I don't really. Starr will tell you if she's like, yo, I'm not happy. I don't know what this is. Like, okay, so why? Okay, and then once she answers that,
baby, park.
I'm parked right here.
Oh.
But I like going like deeper and figuring out like what's the root issue, so then we can fix it. I don't like being as much reactionary. I like attacking the problem. So I think that's been a good testament to our relationship, us being more proactive on things. Sometimes like it don't happen, but that's the goal. That's the goal for us. What was the question? Yeah.
Just how we've made it this far. Like, what have we implemented into our relationship?
We've made it this far also because, usually in most relationships you hit that honeymoon phase, and then y'all get into your first argument, and you're like, whoa, what's going on here? Me and you kind of had a smooth transition, like from honeymoon phase into like, this is a relationship.
I agree.
We
weren't really cakey. We weren't like how you're like so caked up with somebody. We were a little bit.
Yeah.
But not like, I don't know. It was just very natural.
There was never a moment where I looked and like, oh, the honeymoon phase is over.
Right. It wasn't.
I might even say that the honeymoon phase is still going on.
I agree. I was like, it's the way we were from the beginning. We're still kind of like that. Like,
yeah.
It wasn't. Look at him grinning. Look at him. It's just like, yeah, it wasn't, oh, they're all so in love, like right in the beginning, they like each other, and then problems. I think that's another thing. I just don't think we
don't have many.
We don't. Oh, we argue.
We argue. Like, that's.
But it's not like.
We don't disrespect each other, first of all.
Right. We just never do that.
Yes. It never gets into arguments like, oh, you really gonna do me like that?
Yeah.
We don't play each other like that.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of it.
Yeah, I think we're like equally yoked. I think, and that plays a big part into it. Like, our families are very similar. We have very similar. We have similar morals. We have similar values. There are things we've found out that we're not the same on, that we do clash on, but it's not like deal breakers. It's just like you're with somebody different than you, and you have to learn from that and adapt from that or whatever.
Right.
But like, as far as like the big core foundation stuff, I think we're like very similar in that. And so because of that, it works.
One thing that I have learned, referencing back to like past relationships, I've learned from those, like, hey, you at this moment, like, without being like we're not married yet. You right now, you are your number one priority. But I realize that this relationship makes me a better man.
Mm.
So all the other stuff out there, you know, like, that's not going to help me more than this is.
Yeah.
So why would I even jeopardize that?
Right.
You know?
I benefit from this. I'm lucky to have this person in my life.
Yeah.
It is what is it? There's like
It's
science,
mutual.
there's like the mutual.
Yeah.
There's like
It's
the
mutualistic.
parasites.
It's
yeah,
a
mutualistic. Like it's a
relationship.
mutualistic companionship. Like we're both benefiting from it.
And we push each other too. Like,
right.
That's a big thing.
Individually, we're benefiting from the partnership together.
Like I've always said, as a man that wants to be a husband someday, I want to be able to. I've told you this. I want to provide for my wife to where if she don't gotta work, if she don't want to work, she don't gotta work. But at the same time, if Starr pull up and say, "Hey, I'm making $75,000 a year," hey, I might want to make 80.
Right.
And then she might want to make 85, and then she might want to make 90. You know, we push each other so that nobody's complacent in this relationship.
Right. I think we both want each other to be happy as possible. And we've found a good balance of give or take. I think that's why it's working.
Yeah.
We have those foundational things already set, so it makes things a lot easier. That's just, point blank. Like, everybody's relationship is different, but one good core advice I would give anybody is to find someone you're equally yoked with. Like, having that foundation already set. Someone where the big things aren't a clash.
Yeah.
You know?
I also know this is probably more towards women. But there's men out there too. I've done it as well. Stop trying to save people. As far as as far as like dating and relationships go. The first woman that I realized that I didn't have to like save and try to change and all that is this one right here. And
right.
We've been together
I didn't
for 3
need
years.
that. Being self-aware, I think, and knowing who you are. If you go into a relationship and you don't know who you are, that's not like we have everything figured out. We're still figuring things out. We're still trying to find things about ourselves. But like, you can't be in a relationship with someone and expect them to figure everything out for you or put your dependency of happiness onto that other person. If you can't be happy by yourself, you can't be happy with anybody.
Right.
Like, and I learned that through my last like individual relationships, that this person will not make me happy. I cannot place my happiness on this person because I've done that before, and it ends horribly. It ends with you feeling broken and defeated, and how can I live without this person? Like, how could they do this to me also? Just like if you can be happy, if you can find inner joy by yourself, then good. Last thing, what feels different about this relationship than previous relationships?
A lot. I don't know if I can go down the list with as much time as we have left. I mean, I'm genuinely happy. I genuinely feel like I benefit from this relationship, but I'm also, not the only one that's taking, from this. I feel like I'm also able to give as well. I love the fact that our parents are, that they have a good relationship. That brings a lot of joy. I love the fact that you and my mom have a good relationship. That brings me a lot of joy. I'm overall happy, but I'm also happy to be a part of your life as well.
Yeah, just what feels different about this relationship than previous is just kind of what I was saying, that I felt that we were established in each other, like are established in ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we just are like foundationally have those same foundations, those same morals, those same values, and we wanted the same thing out of a relationship, out of a partner, out of someone that you can have fun with. That's another thing that me and you do. We have a lot of fun. Like we travel, we go places, we've been
to Disney twice.
we have experiences, and like we don't have a bunch of money or anything.
Yeah.
But like we've been able to just experience and grow together, like grow individually and grow together that way. So it's just like that mutualistic thing, like we were saying. And I just think your actions in showing love is a big difference in this relationship compared to previous relationship. Like, I listen to guys' words way too much. And Robert has shown me, and I've just learned that a man or whoever, whatever partner, if they care about you, if they love you, if they want to be with you, they will show you that. Hands down, there's no excuse. And I would keep waiting in previous relationships for the actions to show up and for that person to show me how much they care about me. They were saying they cared about me. They kept saying, I love you, I care about you, blah, 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 but it was never shown, and I wasn't getting anything out of it. And so this relationship, that is his compassion and his actions towards me, show me everything I need to know. It's that simple. Just remember patience, compassion, being equally yoked with that person, and being able to give and take and compromise, because things aren't always going to go your way, I promise you. And if you're just selfish and you try to be like, I'm not going to budge with this person, you're going to be by yourself.
and forgive.
And forgive. Showing grace to people is really important.
Forgive while still knowing your value.
Right. Being able to forgive, but knowing your boundaries. Boundaries are really important.
Yes.
And yeah, so we'll just keep going and see where it goes, and
see where it goes. Yeah.
You
already know what I manifested. We talked about that.
We'll see where this goes.
Okay. So yeah. How do you think we did?
Good. We went way longer than we wanted to.
All right. Are we done?
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is a so about.
Whoa. Well, we have to go. Putting these masks on. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, my special guest, my sweetie, for coming on. We'll see you guys next time.
This is the So About That podcast. Goodbye.
Thanks, babe.